Welcome to Art 160, Films About Paintings. This is a St. Xavier University summer online art course. In this course you'll watch 3 films per week in the comfort of your home and discuss them online. I'm your instructor, Nathan Peck, and if you go to www.rooktv.com you can see a lot more about me, including a documentary made about me by my friend Nat, documentaries of some exhibitions that I've done in the past, as well as documents of the artworks that I make, and finally, of course, some documentaries that I've made of in this case, one of my former instructors, and so on. There's plenty of stuff here to check out. This will give you a good backstory on who I am and where I'm coming from. Again, it's www.rooktv.com. Check that out when you get a chance. What we're going to do today is make sure that we have a couple of things set up that we will need for this course. And specifically, that is the fact that we all have a Gmail account, which will give us access to Blogger, which will give us access to YouTube and Google Plus as well. We need all 4 of these things in order for this course to work. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by going over to Google. Now, when you're at Google, if you go up to sign in, whatever Gmail account that you have is going to give you access. One thing that you might try putting in your SXU email account here and try that password. See if that lets you in. I know that your SXU email account is a Google account, but some people have had trouble with that in the past. If that's the case, create a new email just for this course, or use any other Gmail account that you currently have. I have a Gmail account called Films About Paintings, and I'm going to go ahead and sign into that. Now, the reason that we need Google is, as I said before, we need access to Gmail, YouTube, Google Plus, as well as Blogger. And let's sort of start with Blogger. When I go to Blogger, what I want to do right away is to create a new blog, one specifically for this course, and that's going to take us. That's going to be how you are going to communicate to me the assignments that you create. So I'm going to go to New Blog, and I'm going to create a title for this. I want you to include 2 key things: the word "Films About Paintings" as one word, and your name as another word. This should both be your title as well as the address. I just copied and pasted that there. If you get a check mark, you know you're good. I also want us to definitely use the dynamic views. That's going to be really helpful later on in the semester. Let's go ahead and create this blog. After I create the blog, then I want to start making posts. It's important to understand the distinction between blogs and posts. You'll have one blog for this entire course, but you will have 20 or more posts for this blog. Every film that you watch, you'll make a unique post for it. And so what I want to do next is to hop in here and actually create our first post for this. So what I want to do here is to, what you'll see here is that we've got a button for create a post, and a button to view the blog. And of course, we do not need to make any more new blogs. We just need to add some posts here. Now what I've got here is we want to create our first the first post, and the title for the first post should be Introduction. Every other post should be titled Week 1, Film 1, Film 2, Film 3, and actually I'll show you exactly what the title's going to be, and you'll understand that in a second. But this one's just Introduction. I'm going to put in at least my name, your rank, if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Associate professor is what I am. Oops. And any other things that you'd think that I'd be able to spell the job title, but I'm not that great. Okay, that's why we have spell check. Now what we have to do next is I want to make sure that you can add an image to this blog. 2 things that you can do. The first thing that I'd like you to do is to try to add an image from your webcam if you have a webcam. This is going to help me know whether or not you have a webcam. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say from my webcam, and then if I have to see your ugly face, you have to look at my ugly face one more time. Here we go. Oh, nice. I'll close this little window. There I am, and I'm going to take a snapshot. That proves that I have a webcam, and I'm going to add this selected image to my blog. Now what I'm going to do next here is this proves that I have a webcam, and I'm just going to say made with webcam. Alright, that's great. Now I know that I've got a webcam. If for some reason you don't have a webcam, then what you can try to do is get any other image of yourself from out there in the world, and that's fine too. But at least tell me if you do have a webcam. That's important information that we'll need for Google Hangouts later in the semester. So I'm going to, if you don't have access to this, there's another way that you can add an image, and you can add an image from your computer. You can add an image from a website. I can say from a URL, and I'm just going to say, or from from your computer. You can add from anywhere else. And we'll see what pops up there. Yeah, it's a terrible demonstration because it doesn't seem to work. Now that we've got an image in there, if you need to, you can also try to include an image from somewhere else. I'm going to open a new window here real quick and just Google me. Maybe I'll add SXU. There we go. And we'll see what images pop up of me. If I've got an image of me here, there's a nice image. And what I could do is I could just drag this right over into my blog as well. That's another way to get an image of yourself in there. And either way, if you have a webcam, prove that you can do that. Otherwise, you might end up using this method to get images into your blog posts from this point forward. Once you've got at least one image in here or two, that's fine. You can hit the publish button. I want to make sure that the three things are in there. I've got some text, I've got some image, and I've got a post title. Now I can hit the publish button. Now once you've published this, you've got the opportunity to share the fact that you just made this awesome thing. And this you must do. I am going to, I'd like you to include this text, I am here, and send it to me. Films about paintings at gmail.com. Alright? Films about paintings at gmail.com. It should pop up there, and just hit share. Send that to me, and now I will have access to you. Now basically, from that point forward, again, we can have many blog posts, but we only need, this one was from my earlier demonstration that didn't work out. That's great. So I've got my new blog post. If I want to see what it looks like, I can basically go to the view button right here, and I can see my blog, and I can see this post. What we are going to be doing is, I'd like you to set it to flip card. This is how we're going to be viewing this semester. I'll start with my introduction, and before too long I will have a whole bunch of other additional posts here for each of the films that I make. This is going to be very helpful for us to all end up with something that looks pretty similar for us to be able to work with one another. I will do that later. Okay, so now that we've got the blog set up and you've sent a message to me, now you're in the class. And I will send information back to you that will be helpful to you. But I'd like to show you what this class is going to look like on the inside here real quick. I'm going to close that window and close this window. And what I want to do next is to, there we go, is to show you what this class is going to look like. This is the Films About Paintings class online. You will have, as you can see, there's this introduction, as well as week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is basically, if you click on the actual title, it will take you to each of the individual pages for the course. There's a video that's going to load here at the top. I always want you to watch this video first. This video is sort of my lecture for the week, and this is how I'm going to introduce the subject. But there's lots of other stuff here. Each week we'll have different information. Again, you see intro week 1 through week 7, but you also see the syllabus for the course and all of the stuff that you need for that. As I say, each of these weeks includes the same sort of thing. Video up at the top, which is the lecture, which will pop up here in a second. And then, of course, each of these also has instructions for what you're supposed to do, and each of the films. This is film 4 with the questions after it, film 5 with the questions after it, and so on. Now here's the basic rundown of the course. For each one of these films, you need to make a blog post. The blog post should be exactly this title. And then you have to answer all of these questions. If you want to answer them as text, Answer it with text. Use your own words. Don't just copy and paste from the internet. I will know and I'll test, and that's plagiarism. Don't do that. You write it in your own words. Answer the question, do a little bit of research, find some answers, put it together and put it in your own words. For each of these questions, I want you to answer it in your own words and include one image. Some image, just like I did from Google, just include some image in there. It's okay to use other people's images, not okay to use other people's words. Now, if you don't want to answer all three of these questions, then perhaps you'll consider doing a video blog answer, in which case you only have to answer one of these questions. Just figure out how to do it. If you have a webcam, you should be able to do it. Just figure it out. That's basically how you're going to complete this course. So before you get too much further, read through all of the course materials over here. It's going to go into more details to what you're supposed to do. And then, of course, you'll begin the lessons. Again, I will only give you access to the videos that you need as you need them. The videos are actually here, but you won't have permission to watch them until week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5. It is important to understand that you must be logged in to YouTube in order to be able to watch these videos, because that's how I will give you permission. Now, you'll not only have to be able to, this will make sense once we start going, okay? So just get this all set up and send me a video, and then you're in the course. If you have any trouble, I want you to not hesitate to call me or email me or text me or whatever. The information as to how to contact me is on every page. You can see this. There we go, 1 second. Actually, I take that back. It's in all of the syllabus pages. You can see how to contact me. You can contact me at the SXU email or at the Films About Paintings email. You can call me. But get this set up right away. The deadlines for each week are real simple. You will get this information on Monday morning. It's due by Saturday night, okay? And then we'll talk about the discussion responses later. Just get this all set up and watch the first 3 films. Looking forward to seeing what you got. All right. But again, always watch my film first, up at the top of the page, right here. That's all I got for you. All right. Now watch the rest.